and this is a question for both of you. I know you guys have three starters back, and then Morgan, you were a key reserve last year for this team that won the HVL Blue. This year, you guys have gotten off to a slow start. You're 1-11. Can you both talk about what do you think some of the factors are for the way things have started this year for Cannon Falls?
Sure. Well, I think some of the factors are is that of the players that we lost, losing a point guard that you've had for 5 years is probably more impactful than losing any other kind of player, and especially a player who played so many minutes. Well, you were around last year. You saw that Nicole played almost, what do we play at night? 36 minutes. She played 34, 36 some nights. And so we haven't had the opportunity to give our younger players a chance to develop. And so now you throw them, take them out of the frying pan and throw them into the fire, so to speak, and they're expected to be able to handle the ball and do all that when they have had no opportunity really to learn how to do that against that pressure. So I think that's one factor. And then each of the succeeding years, we've had more depth. I mean, we've had more people that have had experience. When I first started coaching, I did not understand how important experience was, and it's critical. I'd say probably those two things would be a big difference, and maybe Morgan has some other ideas too.
Also, because we haven't played so much together, being such a young team, we had to learn how to play with each other. Like, you get used to playing with certain people, so it was difficult learning to play with some of the younger girls when you're so close as like a group that has played together for so many years.
That makes sense. When we spoke after the game Friday against Zembroda Mazeppa, you talked about how when you guys got on a little bit of a roll early in the second half, you guys started to get real excited, and you felt that kind of caused the scoring drought that followed. What are some of the ideas both of you guys have to improve on that consistency, to improve on kind of playing that keeping that level mindset throughout the game? You want to start with that?
Well, sometimes on the offense, I think we get excited when we start shooting and start making things. Then we start thinking, oh, well, we'll just start firing up shots. So we need to slow that down.
Okay.
That's pretty much most of that.
Well, I would agree with Morgan 100% on that. And also, one of the things you want to try to do, especially when you're struggling with scoring a little bit, is create the easiest shots you possibly can. Get that confidence up. Anybody who's ever played sports knows that when you miss a few, the confidence gets affected, and it's hard to get that rolling again. And that's one of the things that we've been trying to do, is emphasize patience and more execution of the offense to create easier shots, get a few of those in, and bring the confidence level up. And I'd also add to that experience. The one thing that I notice is that for those who have been playing at JV or lower the previous season, you get to varsity, and the number one thing that changes is the speed of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same game. You do the same plays, same defenses, but everything happens. It seems like 3 times as fast. But I know it's not, literally 3 times as fast. But shooting, you have to learn to get yourself balanced, square, and still use good form at what is at least half again speed, as much speed. And so I think that's one reason shooting suffers a lot when you're in the situation that we're in.
Okay. Morgan, you're the only senior on the team this year. As a captain, what are some of your roles and your responsibilities with this group of younger athletes?
I don't know. I try to just make sure that we're all getting along and keeping everyone, excited about the game too.
Okay.
And just showing them what you need, how you need to be acting, or how to just, be a role model.
That sounds good. Going forward for the rest of the year, what are some of your goals for this team and for yourself?
Well, hopefully winning the Blue Division again. That was one of our main goals. We kept saying that we really wanted that again. So hopefully that. And then I hope we just keep improving with our playing as a team, and our offense is one thing we just keep saying we've got to slow down, and we have been improving on. So I want that to keep improving, so that'd be nice.
Coach, what are your goals going forward?
Well, they're pretty similar, actually, and that is the thing that I'm always looking for is to show improvement. You start a season, you might think you're in one spot or another, and you find out pretty quick where you're at. I think we thought we would be in a little better position. I mean, we didn't think we were going to be a great team, certainly not to start the year, but I think we thought we'd have, probably 3 or 4 wins or something at this point. We knew we had a tough schedule against a lot of the really strong teams in the Gold Division. But wherever you think you are, you just have to go from where you find out that you're at. And even though it has not shown up in a lot of wins yet, I think if you take this stretch of the season and compare it to other teams, we've actually improved more than a lot of the teams that I've coached in the same time frame. Just like I say, you got to start where you're at. I've been extremely proud of Morgan and our other captains and the rest of the players in continuing to show up and work hard at practice. It's a lot easier to show up at practice and work hard when you're piling up lots of W's.
Yeah.
And when you're not having as much success, it takes a lot more courage, I think, to show up and keep working hard. And I mean, I can see it. We lost to Lourdes on Saturday pretty handily, and yet the first half of that game might be the best half of basketball we've played this year. Certainly, we did a good job defensively. They have 2 big, strong post players. They did not rack up a lot of points. Unfortunately, one of their guards shot something like 5 for 7 from three-point land, and that pretty much did us in. But you have to notice and see the progress and stay focused on the fact that we are getting better, and also give your players credit for working hard and making that progress too. And I see that happening, so I got no complaints.
Okay. Guys, 2 quick questions to wrap things up. I can see the brand new field house over there. Do you guys use that much? Is that something that the basketball programs in Cannon Falls are able to take advantage of?
Well, it probably affects the overall program more than it affects the varsity specifically. Okay. It's really nice because it does a number of things for us in terms of being able to sometimes practice all together if we want to work on fundamentals and things, but also to have a good practice space for everybody. The biggest thing that the field house does for us is it enables us to have more practice space, consistent time each day. Typically in the past around Christmas time with concerts and things like that, we might end up with 3 teams practicing in one gym and 2 teams not having any practice at all. So it really just gives us more flexibility and consistency in practicing. Plus, it's going to enable us to get rid of fundraisers altogether. I mean, typical selling fundraisers, because we're going to use some tournaments and have our players work the tournaments, and we get enough money from that for our programs.
Okay, sounds good. And last question for you, Coach. I noticed you had an earring in your ear the other night, and it looked like it wasn't a typical stud. It looked like there was a little design to it. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, yes, I can tell you a little bit about that.
Okay.
That was my grizzly bear claw earring,
okay.
And I'm searching for the magic earring that helps us keep winning games. We won with that at Kenyon the other night, and so I thought I'd try that again, but it didn't seem to work, so I don't think I found the right earring yet.
Okay.
But actually, I think the answer lies with these players. I think we'll get it done.
Okay. Guys, thanks for your time today.